What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly scraps, aka the MMA Rush Hour.
Let's go. Love it. It's a thing now.
You know what? It's starting to grow on me. I'm not gonna lie.
There we go.
Then I gotta
That's
change
fine.
this. I already did this. That's a lot of work.
Oh, we'll get a new poster.
Man, we had some great fights. We got a lot of clarity, some good movement in the featherweight division now. It's an exciting time for, I would say, the UFC. There's just a lot happening from the whole thing with UFC coming over to boxing, the featherweight division, two of the greatest boxers of all time, I would say, or at least in that conversation, fought each other. Something that doesn't really happen too often in boxing for whatever reason, because there's always gamesmanship and this promotion versus that promotion. But glad we got to see this fight. Glad we got to get the Diego Lopes versus Silva fight. A lot to talk about. But let's start with Lopez's performance against, man, I always confuse their names. I feel like they're both Brazilian. Gene Silva. That was a highlight reel ending. And there was a little bit of a Nick Diaz, Paul Daly ending that I missed. I had to go back and look at it. And I was like, wow, he tried to thump him. He tried to thump him on the low. Man, it's just, I don't know how to feel. I feel like it's a four-headed race for the title now. So it just makes everything super interesting. But all in all, great performance by Diego. I did say to my guys that we were watching the fights with over at Stadium Swim, if Lopez decides to grapple, that makes the fight extremely interesting because on the feet, I just thought Silva would be too dynamic for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate. I mean, even for Diego to take the back off that spin, get landed mount, that looked like it was almost dead to rights, like the first minute of that fight, and he looked dominant on top. I don't know if he looked dominant on top. I don't know if he's that good on top versus how Gene Silva's bottom game was, because like he got the high mount, and even when he was landing those tomahawk elbows, I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen that before. That's a new one. Like
Nasty.
Usually a lot of guys frame off the face and try to like hit a guy when he's holding on, but for Diego Lopez to just be like, all right, cool, and just, I mean, immediately the first elbow you saw just cut him open. That was vicious.
I thought that was like illegal. That's what I was thinking when that happened. Yeah, you're about to start seeing that like crazy.
Yeah, they got rid of that rule, the 12-6, so now you're going to see a lot more of that. There's been a lot of fighters who've been using that style, or should I say adding that to their game, and it's actually kind of scary to see, just this death point elbow coming straight at your face. Just think of the crook of your nose, your eye socket. It's just, yeah.
Gnarly. And again, like the finish too. I mean, again, another spinning back elbow KO. Aljo, how do you feel about that?
They started it, so we're just following the trend, Lerone Murphy set the bar pretty high. Then you saw Carlos Prates. Now you see, you saw myself go for it. Now you see Diego Lopez going for it. You saw, not Ruffy, Silva. I don't know if Ruffy went for it in his fight with BSD. I don't think so.
Gene Silva went for it. He might have even landed it, honestly. I don't even remember that part.
One of them looked like it, like just gave it a little brush. But yeah, he went for it a bunch of times, and then Diego said, you know what, it's my turn. And went for it, clapped him, and then...
Clapped him.
Yeah, that shit cracked him. Damn, dog. I don't know, man. I still feel I beat these guys, man. I still feel
Love
I beat
it.
these guys.
Love it.
I had a question. I mean, Aljo, can I say what you said in the text last night?
Yeah. I forgot what I said. I was drinking a lot, but we were drinking Funk Harbor at Stadium Swim, so I might need to go back and
you were
read this,
like,
but go ahead.
But you basically were like, Diego sucks. I'll whoop his ass. And I was like, oh shit, we got a lot to talk about tomorrow. And then you posted 3 times calling him out on Instagram. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's kind of a notion right now with Diego that like Steve, you mentioned this earlier, like you think he gets away with a lot because he has such a good chin, but like he's
Yes.
not actually technically that good. I mean, he's obviously very dangerous. So like to you guys, I'm curious. I want you guys to like talk about this. Do you think the knockout proves how good he is, or did that performance make you see more holes in his game?
For me, I'm a fan of Diego Lopes. I think he's a good fighter. When I say that he sucks, it's more cheek and tongue. Like he sucks compared to me. Like that's more for what it is in gamesmanship, obviously. But with that said, he's tough. He has a chin. He's very durable. His technique is not anything like super impressive, as Steve was saying. Like he's not the most technical guy when it comes to striking, but he hits hard. When you have those 4-ounce gloves on, that's all that matters, and it wins you fights. So at the end of the day, I can't say he's not good. I think he's a very talented dude. He's well-rounded on the ground. Doesn't have much wrestling, and mind you, I have trained with him once, and I trained with Gene Silva once. So I think I have a pretty good insight to saying some of the things that I say. And especially going into that fight, how I was breaking it down, I was like, if it stays on the feet, Gene wins. If it gets to the ground, I think Diego can do some serious damage there and mix it up. So I thought that was the one thing, and it was shown in some of the other fights with the Fighting Nerds. But to go back to Lopes, I wouldn't say he's a bad fighter. I just don't think he's not a Volkanovski, and I think just because of the way he moves his feet, yeah, he's dangerous. If you sit in the pocket and trade with him, he hits hard. He's got a granite chin, so he's willing to go there with you. If you want to take it there, he's willing to go. But when you got a guy who can move their feet, like a Lerone Murphy, I would even say Mosar, and obviously Mosar's style of grappling, and then when you have a guy like Volkanovski, the way he moves, he's in and out, inside leg kick, long jab, right hands over the top. He'll throw that high kick occasionally. He could press you up against the cage and bully you, son. But I just don't think he's the full package yet. Can he become champ at some point in this run? I think so, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing. So I'm not shitting on him by any means. I just think I'm better at the end of the day. I'm not going to say I got a granite chin. I'm not going to say I'm the most durable guy, but I know I'm tough. I know I'm smart. And when it comes to fight IQ, you give me time to prepare, I think I'm a terrible matchup for anybody in this division. So that's my 2 cents on that. Would Diego fight be tough? Of course, but I think if I take him down, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have my way with him.
Steve, what do you think?
Love it. I mean, also, like, I never said Diego Lopes wasn't that. I think Diego Lopes, he is good. I mean, he wouldn't be top 5 in the world fighting for a title if he wasn't that good. But kind of like going off what Aljo was saying, I do think he has some technical deficiencies that I think if he didn't have these matchups, a guy like Gene Silva, I think, is a tailor-made matchup in a lot of ways to him. Again, I picked Gene Silva going into the fight. I thought he was just going to be too much of a marauder. And I thought eventually he was just going to be able to break Diego Lopes down. But credit to Diego Lopes, made me eat my words. Fucking beautiful spinning elbow, beautiful ground control. But no, I just think, like Aljo was saying, look, he said a Volkanovski, a Lerone Murphy, but, he didn't mention himself. But Aljo, same thing. Like, if you have the footwork and the movement, I think you can make that a very difficult fight for him. The guy clearly cracks hard, and clearly he's got balls. Like, he's got balls. He'll go for it. He'll definitely swing for it. But I think the guys with the technical skills and the IQ can make it a very difficult fight for him.
I wonder if we still have beef, him and I.
Did you guys have beef?
Yeah, because I said he didn't deserve
war?
the title shot over Mosar.
Oh, yeah,
And
but
then
that's
it started
just...
like this whole thing. I'm like, are you really that mad? So did you get mad at everybody else who said the same thing? Like, I'm very confused.
Was it actually him, or was it one of his managers?
I was told it was him.
I think.
And then his manager jumped in, and then we went back and forth a little bit on X, and I was just like, this is so stupid. Like, you see me in person, we could have a conversation about it. But I was like, you probably might feel, what did I say? I felt like I said something like, you might have security guards or try to keep me out of, because he has a certain pull. I'm not even gonna go down this.
Love it.
That's dead. I don't.
Yeah, look.
I just told him if he wanted to talk, we could talk in person. That's it. It's doesn't get any deeper than that. Like, I'm not the type of guy who's just gonna swing on him unless I have a reason to. So it is what it is.
I also feel like because you told that story like a while back about how you felt like he trained with you and kind of like, I don't know what word you used, but he like didn't really try. And
I think he was honeydicking us.
Yeah,
I think he was
like, so
Excuse me?
yeah. Ayo. But and then like that went pretty viral, I remember, and maybe he felt away from that still.
I don't even know if he even saw that, to be honest. I think it was solely just that fact that I said he wasn't the right guy who should be challenging for the belt just based on merit. I can understand based on activity. If the other guy is hurt, then yeah. But if you're talking who should be the next guy, like, yeah, the guy who beat you should probably be next. Like, in all honesty, if the guy who should be next fighting for the title, had he not gotten hurt, should be Mozart. But unfortunately, he got hurt. Other guys were able to fight and kind of make their case, make their claim to potentially be the next guy. So that's just the way the game goes sometimes. But I don't think I said anything unfair or unreasonable or to come off like, oh, I'm being a hater or anything like that at all. But and I see his manager all the time still, and he'll give me like a head nod. I kind of just look at him. I don't really, because my thing is like, what am I supposed to say to this guy? Like, if we're not going to talk about this, I'm not going to pretend it never happened. Like, it's the elephant in the room. So,
Love it. This man Aljo plays no games. I love this.
dude, I think people think because I'm like a nice guy, they like, we have codes, man. I'm just a lot more mature than how I was when I was a lot younger. And in high school, we just handle things a lot differently. So I'm willing to have a conversation. I just not gonna just brush it under the rug and pretend we never spoke about this and everything is all cordial now. Like, nah, dog. And even when he fought Volkanovski, he came up short. I gave him his flowers. He gave him a tough fight. But again, when it comes to the skill set, I don't want to call it deficiency. It's just he's just not as he just can't make those adjustments in the middle of the fight to beat a guy like that at the highest of the high. When it comes to this game, and that's just the reality of it. There's no hate in the words. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at, and anyone who actually analyzes fights, they will understand the same thing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents at least.
What makes you want that fight?
I would say because of the one training session that we had, it gives me the confidence to know if I were to take him down. But again, I also said I felt like he was honey dicking us and like kind of just playing possum a little bit and letting us all take him down. And like even guys who aren't good wrestlers were taking him down, and I was very confused. And I know he said he was injured, as was I. We were both doing PT around the same time. We spoke about our injuries, and I'm just scratching my head. I'm like, dude, are you even trying right now? Like, you're really good, and I kind of want to get something out of this workout. But if this is the workout I'm going to get for you, I'd rather not even do any more rounds. I'd rather just go with the guys that I know who are going to push me. And that's more so what that is. And honestly, the other reason why I want to fight him is because he's the next highest ranked guy. I fought Mosa already. I still think I won that fight. Yeah, very close, but came up short. So the next best guy for me to fight would be Diego Lopes, who I believe is sitting at number 2. I beat the number 2 guy. I got to be next, So if I'm here, as Michael Chandler said, for a good time, not a long time, and I'm not looking to keep fighting all these other up-and-coming guys. Made my claim. I've done what I need to do in the sport. If I'm going to fight for a belt again, I need to beat the next best guy. So give me the next best guy. And if that's Diego Lopes, if it's Mozart, whoever it is, Lerone Murphy, I want to fight for the belt again. And the only way possible is to beat one of those guys unless they give me the title shot. So I think it's a tough situation for these guys to be in. Diego winning again and getting the finish puts him in a great position, but it also makes it hard for the UFC to resell that fight again. Yair, that was a very one-sided fight with him and Volk. And then you have Lerone Murphy, who's very tough, slick. I think he's in the category of where I was, where people just don't know who he is. And even after such a crazy highlight reel KO, you would think that he would be the guy who should be 100% in and being undefeated. But for some reason, he's still kind of being looked at like, but look at the guy he did it to. He didn't do it to anybody that's a notable name in the UFC that has actually done work already. So that's why I would like to fight Diego Lopes. Or give me Lerone Murphy. Shit, at this point, maybe I even have to have a rematch with Mozart for 5 rounds. Like, I'm willing and able, and I'll do my best.
Wait, so real quick, for the guys that didn't know, like, can you break down the whole Diego Lopes training situation? Like, when did that happen?
Maybe a year ago. He came to the PI. We were talking. I forget what we were talking about. I don't know if it was after the Cater fight. that I had, or before the Cater fight. But he was on a roll at the point, and we invited him up to come and train, and then he was like, yeah, cool. He came up, trained with us. It was me, Julian Erosa, Dennis Bazukia. I've got the picture. I would have to see who else was in there. But there was like 4 or 5 UFC guys, I think between 35 and maybe 55. And we all asked each other the same thing. It was like, yo, was that not like a weird training session with Diego? And everyone pretty much said the same thing. It was like, yo, I'm not a good wrestler like that. But he was kind of letting me just take him down. I was like, yo.
And that's why you feel like you got honey-dicked.
Yeah, I feel like he was like, it's like, what's the point of coming to the training session if you're not going to train?
I
I'm
think
not
for
saying
him,
go crazy and
I think
do
for
like
him,
crazy
I mean,
moves.
look, if I'm devil's advocate here, I'm doing what he's doing. I'm assessing you guys. I'm like, all right, how these guys feel, and that's.
Yeah, but then after me going with him and realizing like the resistance I was getting back, I was kind of like, well, I'm not gonna go hard if you're not gonna go hard. So why am I to show you all my tricks if you're not even showing me one? You know what I mean? And you could know that I'm a good wrestler already coming into this. So I'm gonna show you my wrestling, but I'm not gonna show you all my wrestling transitions and where I'm most dangerous and things like that. So that was more so what that was. And yeah. And I hear he trains light all the time, so maybe that's just the way he trains. But I'm also like, well, then how's he killing guys like this? How do you just turn it on and become a killer without actually practicing the killer instincts and habits in the room? I don't know.
All right,
That's my 2 cents.
that's fair.
What do you guys think is next for Silva? I feel like a lot of these, like the fight nerd guys, are like they
The
fall
fighting
in love with
nerds,
it.
the fighting nerds. Yeah, I mean, look, it's tough. That's a sport. Like they're not losing to shitty guys by any means. Like you got to give the guys the respect. They were on a good win streak. Now they're fighting the top echelon, and that was always kind of the thing. Like you want to see how these guys were going to do against the higher level guys, and obviously right now they hit a roadblock, but it's on them to be able to kind of overcome that. Like I'll tell you, the only one that really I thought was surprising, and I won't say surprising, was I thought Rufy, like that was the only one that I was like, damn, I really think that was a huge, like that should be a huge wake up call. Like that, I was very surprised by his lack of a ground game. But aside from that, like Bohayo lost to Imavov. Imavov again should be fighting for a title. I think that's a respectable loss. Gene Silva, even in a losing effort with Diego Lopes, he's always gonna fucking throw down clearly. And again, even in that
He
fight,
was winning that second round.
I thought he hurt him right before that spinning back elbow. That's why it looked like he was sprinting at him. But again, Diego Lopes, iron chin, is always dangerous. Ran him right into that spinning elbow, and that was the fight. But even again, this is how Gene Silva's out of his fucking mind. He's like trying to get up, being like, "Nah, I'm good." It's like, brother, you are not good. That was fucking horrific. Like that was a hellacious shot he landed on him. You can see his face was gashed open right off of that. But again, even for Gene Silva, dude, respectable loss. Like Aljo was saying, I thought he was winning that second round, and just that's the fight.
I think it just, like Steve's saying, I think it just comes down to these guys are fighting the best of the best guys now. So, yeah, you're going to have a wave of wins, especially when you're actually talented like those guys are. So for the fight nerds, I just kind of get annoyed with the fan base that are parading around the loss, and then they're saying the whole thing with, like, oh, Nina and this. At least they acknowledge, like Gene Silva, at least the translated version I saw when he was talking after the loss, he was saying that there's something that these guys need to fix. And as long as he's acknowledging that, I think there is a path forward to get better and to improve. So there's that. And you always like to see that, and you always like to hear that from young fighters. With that said, I don't think this stops the fight nerd train. You get to the top, it's just welcome to the big show. You're not going to have all these highlight reel KOs and finishes. You're going to have some roadblocks. Not everyone's going to be a Khabib. It's extremely difficult to stay undefeated in the sport if you stick around long enough. You're going to eventually find someone who can figure you out. So I don't think people should be knocking these guys. But with that said, there's definitely some work for these guys to improve on. And that's the fight game. That is the fight game. Cold-blooded.
Who do you think would be a good matchup? I'm looking at the rankings right now. Some names that pop out would be maybe Josh Emmett would be cool.
Ooh, Gene Silva, Josh Emmett.
That
would
fun.
be exciting. But Josh Emmett is fighting Yusuf Zalal October 4th on the Marab card. So that's going to be an intriguing matchup.
See how that one goes.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting one.
Man, featherweight's stacked.
Especially if Josh doesn't get the win. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, if Josh doesn't get the win, that could be an interesting one.
It's just that Josh is 40. So
That's crazy.
I don't know if he doesn't win. I don't know for him what he's thinking to do because
Okay.
it's at that point where you're like, well, it loses to an up and comer in Yusuf Zalal, who's now ranked. You're gonna have to fight more guys like that. So he's gonna have to make the decision of what's he trying to do next if he were to lose. So he's in an interesting spot, and I'm intrigued by that matchup because you got a guy who has really good footwork, frustrated the hell out of Cater and some of these other guys that he fights because his footwork is just clean. And Emmett had a really hard time with Lerone Murphy, someone who was able to do a very similar thing, touch and go, stick and move. So it's going to be a similar fight. But if he connects, we know what happens when Josh Emmett connects clean. It's usually not good.
All right, hear me out. I would say Movsar Diego Lopez rematch. Aljo fights Yair. Lerone Murphy, I guess off the spinning elbow, I guess they should give him Volkanovski by the end of the year. And for Gene Silva, I say give him Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen's still around. Get him in there.
What's he doing, though?
He's
But
chilling.
you lose. I mean, I guess he lost to the number 2 guy. So then he could still go up to Arnold Allen.
Yeah. Again, in that losing effort, I think he still showed a good amount of things. And again, Arnold Allen's no easy fight. Is not an easy fight by any means, but
No.
it's, I would say, not as necessarily a dangerous of a fight as Diego Lopez.
I was thinking like Dan Ige could be a good one for him too.
Dan Ige,
For Silva. That'd be fun.
man. I mean, Dan Ige's fought everybody, so I guess you could do that. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Man, shout out to the OG Rob Font. I was really hoping he won. Is the guy he lost to like actually really good? Or
I think he's solid. I mean, look, it's tough to tell because it's clear. I mean, in my opinion, it looks like Rob Font's definitely lost a step or two.
he just doesn't have a chin.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, like the technical prowess, he's
Still great.
actually really good. And
Still stiff jab. But was Martinez making his UFC debut? I mean,
No,
Second fight.
He won
Second
a
fight.
contender. Yeah.
okay,
It was like a short notice switch up for him, right?
yeah, but now he's ranked.
just like that.
It's pretty
Just like
sick.
that. How crazy!
Some of
is
these
that?
guys who do that, you gotta be weary because there is no going back.
100%.
That's like
My
what you
third
did.
UFC fight, I fought the number 6 guy in the world, and ever since then, I haven't gone back. I think I fought one guy who was unranked before. After that, everybody else I have fought has been ranked. It is a tough gauntlet, so that's going to be interesting to see how he does. But that was a great win for him to get. I wanted Rob to win. We're not like cool or anything like that, but I like the OGs winning to kind of like, nah, we're still here. You know, this is still our land. But he came, he conquered, he took over the land. I'm curious just to see where he goes from here.
Well, I'll say too, like even just when you say like the OGs, like a guy like Rob Font's style isn't necessarily going to translate well the older you get. You know, like he's definitely a damage heavy, like stand up kind of style versus, I mean, I think you're pretty blessed in that sense where you haven't had to take too much damage in that like, compared to like a Rob Font fight. So I think you're going to have more longevity in your career regardless. Sorry, I thought you were about to say something.
Nah, she looking at Becca. What was the next one, Jake?
Canelo versus Crawford. How'd you guys think about that one?
Man, I never thought a fight like that at that level would ever happen, but it was a good fight. It was very technical on Crawford's side. He just outboxed a really solid power puncher, and I didn't realize the lack of jabs that Canelo actually utilizes in his fights. He goes to the body well with that big left hook. He'll throw the big right hook, big right hand. He'll jab occasionally, but the use of the jab was almost non-existent trying to establish his range. And Crawford was able to kind of, I don't want to say dance on him, but make it a really difficult target for him to hit. And I don't know if it was a southpaw orthodox thing, but Crawford just looked great. And the commentary was pissing me off, though.
Why?
Oh, he knocked him back, but I don't think it affected him. I'm like, what are you even saying? Have you ever been punched in the face? For you to say it doesn't affect you, like, what does that actually mean? It didn't affect you because he didn't drop you. What is it actually? Because I'm confused. What are you talking about?
I'll be honest, no disrespect to the commentators, but I usually mute the commentary anyways, but the baby was sleeping, so I had to mute everything. I just watched it with no volume. But look, my only problem with that fight is like no one had to make any adjustments. No, like that respectfully, it was a very high level, it was a great chess match, but it was just it looked like a business deal. Like it looked like two guys that were about to make $100 million gone to a sparring set. Like, did either of them and again, like, it's not like the indicator of a fight, but did either of them have a black eye after the fight? Like, how are either of them going to be that sore tomorrow? Like, how about this? And I don't mean to attack either guy, because again, high level fight. It was a great, in terms of a chess match, like you could tell they were both very tactical. And I agree with Aljo 100%. Canelo in the last couple of years hasn't. I mean, honestly, he doesn't utilize that many punches laughably. He just kind of like pressures the guy forward, makes the guy miss, and then comes back with usually a big left hook to the head or the body that really shakes the guy up. And again, I think in a lot of ways now, the last couple of years, like Canelo, the aura of Canelo has been more damaging than Canelo himself. Like, he is good always, but it's not like he's not dancing on these guys. He's not moving the way a guy like Crawford's moving. He's just, thumping forward and breaking guys down. If a guy doesn't break down like Crawford, who can box, yeah, clearly he's a little limited. But again, like, I don't know if you saw the fight before that, the Callum Walsh, Fernando Vargas Jr. fight.
Yeah.
Those guys were fighting like they got something to prove. Like, that was you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean this, like, those two were not making $100 million. And I'm not saying that's the reason, like, Canelo and Crawford weren't trying to kill each other. And I'm not saying even that's, like, what makes a great fight. But, like, if I'm Canelo, you're down. Your corner's telling you you're down. No adjustments, like, no, all right,
I think he tried in the last 3 rounds, but then it started to get worse.
Yeah, but
now
like, that's the
started
deal.
landing some combinations.
Like, Crawford was landing some good shots because of that, but, like, that's kind of the deal. Like, there's no other way you're going to win this fight. The other way is you're going to cruise to a decision loss, which is look like almost. And again, like, this is terrible because now all the Canelo fans are going to hate me for this. But like,
I thought he was going to go for the takedown, but he didn't make any adjustments. It's boxing. It's boxing. I'm sorry.
Takedown.
I forgot it was boxing.
Well, even just like, look, when he got in the pocket, you had to make longer exchange. If you could try to make longer exchanges, even like you're saying, like, work behind a jab, work behind something. Don't just work behind pressure, like pressuring forward. A guy like Crawford, he's able to actually just jab, move, pick him apart. Like, again, just for as high level of a fight it was, I was just hoping to see a little more. Like, I want to see a fight. And again, like a guy like Callum Walsh and Fernando Vargas Jr., those two fought like they had something to prove. And not necessarily as technical of a fight, but definitely I'd rather watch that kind of fight personally.
I hear you. I think that it was a lot of caution on both sides, because if Crawford tries to open up too much, being the smaller man, I think he would have probably gotten hit by one of those big counters by Canelo, putting himself out of position where he could probably get knocked down. And then I think Canelo respected the speed, where he didn't want to throw too much combinations because he was fearing the counters of Crawford. So it's just one of those fights where, especially the opposite stances, you're gonna have a fight like that. But I agree, like when it is a fight of that magnitude, you do expect more, but that's
the deal. And
I think
will
that's
say,
just fighting in general sometimes.
I'll say just kind of, sorry, I'd like to cut you off. I'm terrible at that. Like, I just want to, what you were just saying too, like, I thought Crawford was going to be the smaller guy, but it looked like anytime I guess just because of a wrestling background, they clinched up. He was moving this man. I'm like, oh shit, Crawford's strong. Like, that was pretty cool to watch too. Yeah, no, he's got some power, because like he had an underhook would circle him off. I'm like, oh shit, Canelo was not ready for that. You could kind of see, like, if anything, that is more demeaning than anything else. Being the bigger guy and being big bodied like that was kind of impressive to watch too.
We locked up at the PI, me and Crawford. I was like, okay, show me a little wrestling. He was like, what you got? He was like, come on, show me what you got. I was like, all right, bet. All right.
No, that's
so
awesome.
He hit him with that Mayweather. Yeah, you bitch, you hoe.
Again, no disrespect to Crawford or Canelo either, by the way. Both highest level of their craft. Again, Crawford also just probably a generational boxer, like probably one of the, if not the boxer of this generation. He's got to be top 3. It's him, Floyd, and you could already argue who the third are. But like I'd put Crawford above Floyd personally. But Crawford again, just skill wise, phenomenal, incredible.
Even the commentator, the one guy who was asking him questions at the end was pissing me off. He goes, "The fans said if you didn't win this fight, then you wouldn't have been known to be really that good." I'm like,
is that
fighting
Kellerman?
Canelo. I'm like, if he lost to Canelo, how does that mean your whole career of everyone else that you beat is not worthy? Like, the guy's gone up 3 divisions. I don't follow boxing that closely, but I know enough to know, who's got this guy asking these questions on the mic, because he just sounds ridiculous. Like,
Wait, who asked the questions? Do you know?
Yeah, you can't just cut this guy's career and say it's mid because he lost to Canelo at the highest of the highest for both of these guys at both their pinnacles of their career. Even if you want to say Canelo's not at his prime anymore, I still think he is. I just think some of those questions were just really annoying me. And the same thing with the commentary. I thought it was very biased. And anyone who's saying Canelo, Bud wasn't that good, it was like, look at the guys he has beaten and outboxed the way he's doing it. He's not just beating guys and getting favoritism from the judging. He's actually outboxing these guys. That's what you want to see. So when you break it down, how can you not see and acknowledge this guy and give this dude his flowers? So I don't know. Boxing is weird.
Kellerman. It was Kellerman.
Was Kellerman?
Yeah.
You know what? I've only seen bad reviews for Kellerman in his return to boxing. It looks like he didn't. I didn't listen to the commentary, but I heard he didn't do too great on there. I heard Anik. Everyone told me Anik did really well.
Anik did great.
That's awesome to hear. Anik's the man. That's good to hear. And even Andre Ward. I'm a big fan of Andre Ward. I'm hoping he did well. He always seems to break down fights pretty well, so I was always a fan of him.
Yeah. But these guys make the bag, bro.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You know what's funny? Like, even after the fight, like, they're asking Canelo, like, Canelo, how do you feel? It's like, great. I feel like it's like, yeah, of course you feel great. You made $150 million and just went for a light workout. Like, I'm telling you, that guy probably had sparring sessions that were, like, more arduous than that. Like, $150 million. Yeah, you think he, like, even after the belt, they asked him, one of the reporters, like, how does it feel to lose your belt? He's like, bro, I'm still a champion. It's like, yeah, that's the right attitude. Like, well, you think he gives a shit?
100%. And
He's
like,
probably
even
a
for Crawford,
billionaire.
that man's got like 7 kids.
Oh
so
my
that
God.
man need that money.
Crawford,
Get that man
7
that money.
kids. Jesus Christ, respect.
Yeah, you got the Crawford army.
I
What were you gonna say, Jake?
I just don't see how boxing is even getting this much buzz. Like I'm on Instagram last night. Every story is people watching this fight. Every big name is at the fight. They packed out Allegiant Stadium. It's probably going to be the most viewed thing Netflix has ever shown ever.
70,000 people.
And but when the UFC exists and we can juxtapose that to boxing, I just don't understand. Like, boxing to me isn't even like a real fight. Like Steve said, it's like a light workout. He just made $100 million. They've got.
I don't want to. Sorry.
No, but it's not. Like, it's not. Because Steve, you could, if you and Canelo got into a street fight, you'd beat him.
Well, I'm definitely going to take him down immediately off the wrist, like whistle, yeah. But
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
I will say,
A high school wrestler could
Whistle,
beat him
what
in a
whistle?
street fight.
when in the street fight whistle, they don't have whistles in street fights.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I get you. But look,
and there's no, like, I mean, I'm kind of biting off MMA Guru. I saw him tweet, like, there's no elbows, there's no takedowns, it's just like, how do people still like this so much when
If they
the
added
UFC
elbows in
exists?
boxing, bro,
Nah.
you know how fun that would be?
nah, you guys are crazy. Nah, but
mean-
boxing is boxing. Boxing as an art is beautiful. Wrestling as an art is beautiful. Jiu-jitsu, like, if you just separate the arts, they're all phenomenal in their own ways. Look, boxing, I get it. It's not a fight in that sense, but I will argue, and I've heard a lot of high-level fighters argue this, being a champion in boxing, I do it. Good luck. Like, there's guys boxing from 5 years old. Like, these guys are doing it their lifetime. So again, as an art, I think it's fucking beautiful. Like, again, even what you're saying, like, how is boxing so popular? Dude, it's been around since fucking the 1800s. Like, it's been around forever. It's, I think, always, it's funny, even what you were saying, like, Kellerman, during the pre-fight press conference, he was like, UFC's
Canelo
huge.
shut him down.
Canelo knows the deal. Like, this man is about to make $150 million. Like, of course, yeah, you think boxing's tiny. Like, what? Boxing is still I think maybe the biggest combat sport on the planet.
Canelo's only gonna get $100 million because a sheik with $6 trillion in
No, that's true too.
one
But
of his
even
bank
before, how about
accounts.
this? Even before that money, he was still making $20 million paydays.
No, I know
paydays.
that's mind-boggling to me. That's
still exists when.
Yeah, like, and then like.
Look, if you're asking me which the superior combat sport is, MMA all day. Like, let's be clear about that. Like, and I mean that in like every facet. Like,
and more exciting.
Like the Diego Lopes, Gene Silva fight versus the Canelo Crawford fight. Respectfully, I think one brought way more excitement. But again, it's still high level. But
dude, I had to. To me, I had to watch the Diego Lopes fight.
that was a great fight.
I had to watch that fight. Like, I sat down and put that fight on. I went to bed during the Canelo fight. Like, I didn't even watch a second of it.
Yeah, it was definitely.
You know what I mean? I just don't like never. I'm never drawn to watch a boxing fight. It's never. The most exciting boxing fight isn't even that exciting because I don't think they're gonna knock each other out unless it's heavyweights. I don't think there's like, and then it's just okay. I'm gonna watch a 12-round decision. That's probably gonna get a corrupt decision from the judges. I just don't. I'm no disrespect to them because I know it's like a sweet science and like a martial art. I just don't. I'm never gonna be excited. Like I hear people talking about it like leading up to it, and I don't even know it's happening until like last night. Honestly, like I kept forgetting it was happening because it's just so not exciting. A wrestling match is genuinely way more exciting to me than the biggest boxing fight ever.
That's a hot take.
The most exciting boxing fight, to be honest, Jake Paul boxing fights are more exciting than that one.
This is a crazy person.
Jake Paul.
But he's saying exciting. He's not saying
I'm more excited to watch a Jake Paul fight.
This is a sick human being we're talking to. This man
product,
needs help.
This is the other one I was gonna say. When Francis does his boxing fights, those are exciting to me. Like that, like the actual boxers they're promoting in my face don't excite me. And then like tonight, I'm at dinner with my family, and my one of the ladies was like, she saw all the lead up content, like the equivalent of like the embeddeds for the boxing fight, and those got her so invested. Like she doesn't want. And I was like, yo, the UFC's doing this every week. Like I don't understand how like more people aren't into UFC, but I don't know. It's just. Like, it's just a weird thing. I just don't see what the appeal is at all. But that's my rant. Sorry.
My thing is with the UFC and boxing is that I think just as much people who watch boxing, there's probably just as much or more, give or take, that watch the UFC. I'm going to go back to this, and I'm not trying to start controversy. I'm just generally confused how they make so much more money at the top. Just generally intrigued and confused by it. And I know the Sheik backed this one. I don't know if he paid it out his own personal thing or if it was income that they generated through sponsorships, TV deals, X, Y, Z, Netflix, whatever. But I am generally confused how the overall majority of boxing events with the big headliners draw in more money for their fighters, or should I say the top heavy of the card. I would never get it. Never.
They have again, not to get you in trouble, but they have a union. Like they have the Muhammad Ali Act. They have things fighting in their favor, which, again, respectfully, Dana White's trying to change. But they have things that at least let them negotiate and give them a fair percentage of whatever whatever the revenue would be, like a fair split of that.
But the UFC could pay way more.
Yeah,
to the headliners.
I mean, respectfully, the UFC made 100K bonuses. Bro, the UFC made 100K bonuses for that boxing event the same night as the UFC event. I'm like, isn't that a little disrespect? Like, you gotta, like, this is a UFC boxing event. You're telling me these guys deserve 100K, these guys deserve 50K. I thought you were the UFC. Like,
while we're getting split up and opened up with elbows and
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking also like for a guy that's making,
ahead.
even if it's not Canelo, for a guy that's making 10 million, 100K, it's the 100K, but like for a guy that's making 12 and 12 on the undercard, 100K is about to change this kid's life. Like, couldn't And again, if the UFC did 100K bonuses every card, I don't even know if they would fucking. I don't know if they would even blink. I don't know if that would make any difference for them. Like maybe 0.1%, but like, yeah. So like, obviously, it's not fair. There needs to. I mean, it is what it is. You know.
It does. It does keep the fighters hungry, though. I will
Well,
say that.
Look, that was always the argument, and always people shit on that argument because they're like, oh, Dana's just saying that so he could keep more money. But like, again, like we're saying about this Canelo Crawford fight, at least what I'm saying, like, dude, when you know you're about to make 150 million in the bank, how can you fight like your life is on the line? Like, and I don't mean to attack the guy, but even when Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis, I remember because he fought on the same night that James Gonzalez from our gym fought Aaron Pico in Bellator. And I'll tell you, like, Pico landed some body shots, Aljo, that I swear to God, I was like, any normal human being would go down for that, and no one would blame him to go down for that. And I just remember seeing Ryan Garcia take, like, a pretty good straight left to the body and just go down and be like, all right, everybody go home. It's like, okay, I know that shot hurt. I'm not attacking that, but, like, I know you can get up and still, like, it won't be a pretty fight. You might get slept.
And Steve, the shot that was landed, I didn't
With
say
a
this
bigger
in my
glove?
rant. It was a thick ass glove like that.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said this isn't a real fight. Like when you
No,
compare it to the UFC, it's like
I get what you're saying. Look, I will say, dude, boxing is a tough sport. Like I get what
Of
you're saying in
course.
terms of like it's not a real fight, but like
it's a sport like how football's a sport, but football's not a fight.
in some
It's
ways,
like
yeah.
when you
Well, my argument about like the toughness of boxing is always like in MMA, and this is what I liked about MMA. You're getting your ass kicked in the wrestling. You got to strike the guy. You're getting your ass kicked in the striking. You can wrestle with the guy. Like you can you can always, when you have to make adjustments, you can literally change the martial art on the guy. With boxing, it's like you're getting outboxed. You got to go box the guy. Like that is a shitty scenario. Like let's say you get dropped, you get back up. It's like I can't take this man down. Like I can't pull guard. Like I gotta really go box this guy some more. That's a crazy mental game that you have to be able to overcome, and I think that's really difficult for most human beings to be able to do that. So I always have respect for the boxers, but no, look, if you're saying it's a real fight, nah, of course not. Like, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
now Dana's promoting it.
I don't know if they're gonna do it again.
Yeah, right. I think they made their money.
You
Also,
know,
Dana looked fucking miserable in that event. I don't know if it's just the pictures that were posted, but that man did not look like he was having a great time.
Can I ask you guys something? Is it just me, or is Dana White gaining back all the weight he lost?
Is he gaining back the weight?
I'm gonna pull up a picture.
This is actually an important topic.
Dana White,
Aljo's about to lose,
Canelo.
about to have a very shitty contract put in front of him next fight.
No, it's me.
You can't 10x your whole life.
He's
Sometimes you
gaining
need to take
weight.
breaks.
He's gaining weight. Look,
Look at
people
this.
gain weight.
Look at this.
Oh no. Oh what? You can
Let me see this.
That wasn't there. That's not the same guy that had the abs
Are
in
you
that
body
black and
shaming
white
this man
picture he
right now?
posted.
He's definitely a little bigger.
It's very interesting because people marvel at Dana White's physique.
I mean, I thought the man was just on TRT. Like maybe he's just off his thing right now. Like
Whatever, I don't know. Dana's eating good.
he's
I'm happy for him.
Dana's after that fight, he's definitely eating good. He probably made a couple million off that alone too.
Do you think? I don't know. What do you guys think about Dana getting into boxing? Because there's a lot. It's
It can
kind
be
of
good,
controversial.
but I just don't want them to fuck with the Ali Act, point blank, period. I don't want to see the boxers getting paid what we're getting paid.
How
Wow.
could they
Even if
fuck
I
with
don't
it?
think it's as entertaining as our sport, they've earned that. Why are we trying to change that?
How could they get around it?
Lobbying. A couple people saying they'll repeal the Ali Act. I mean, it's not. I would say it's challenging to do, but I don't think it's a difficult thing in terms of a swipe of the pen.
That'd be evil, man. If he came in and just ruined their ability to make that money. Like,
I don't think he can. I don't think he will do. I mean, look. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I think boxing's pretty set in its ways. Like, how's he gonna? That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna convince these boxers to go backwards. Like, I don't really know. I mean, look, he might be able to. He's good, but like, you're gonna tell Canelo what to do. Like, you're gonna tell these guys that are at the top of their game, like, what they're gonna be paid. Like, I don't. Again, unless he's gonna get these Turkey a la Hakashi money, like, I don't think he's gonna be able to do that.
I'm excited for the wedding.
Oh shit! The Aljamain Sterling wedding.
We're gonna have some special guests.
Oh my God, I gotta buy my ticket tonight.
I bought my flight, 200 round trip.
Dude, this is crazy. I gotta go back to Vegas like the week after for Freddie, and then I'm going to Toronto right after for Vola.
I might come out to Toronto. I mean,
You're not coming.
Vancouver. It's in
Oh, it's
Vancouver, not
Vancouver. You're
Toronto.
right, Vancouver. You're not coming out to Vancouver. No way, bro. It's
might.
like
That'd
gotta
be
pull
fun,
it out.
actually. That'd be
What?
very fun.
There's someone fighting on the card. There's Favola, and then there was somebody else that I know that's on the card. I was
All right,
like,
you
yeah, I
got
might
you got to
just
pull up now.
Make it a trip.
Are you doing
What's it-
anything after
Who's on
your
that
wedding?
fight card?
What's that thing called after a wedding? A honeymoon? Are you doing anything for a honeymoon?
We don't have anything planned yet.
Because we're going to Vancouver, team. Let's go.
Kevin
Oh,
Holland's
this is
on the
the
card.
Dorita.
Davy Grant. I'm listening.
Oh yeah,
to
Davy
people,
Grant's fighting on the card. That's
Oh
what it was.
shit! I'm a David Grant fan. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of David Grant, actually.
Marlon
doing a lot of rounds
Cheeto
before,
Vera's making his return against Eamon Zahabi. Ariel Helwani.
Oh, he's fighting Marlon Vera. That's gonna be. Oh yeah,
That's a
Charles
fun fight.
Jourdain versus Davy Grant. That's what it was.
Oh, that's a fun fight too. Wait, is that 135?
135.
Bantamweight, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I might pull up. They only got 10 fights on the card showing on Wikipedia, so
Be ready, Aljo.
no,
Okay. Zan said no. All right.
I refuse.
It's like-
All right, gentlemen.
This might actually be. Oh, and that. Oh no, that's the middleweight. I'm thinking it was the bantamweight kid.
All right, so we're going to Vancouver. All right. Tune in October 14th, Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series to watch Freddie Vidal. October 18th, Steamroller for Vola. All right, thank you for having us.
Wait, when's Freddie's fight?
That's supposed to be October 14th, I think that's the last Contender Series of the season.
But it's the same week of Vancouver.
Yeah.
Shit, that's
Yep.
crazy.
That's a tough one. So I'm going to go fly right from Vegas to Vancouver.
So party in Vegas, party in Vancouver.
Party in Vegas, brother. I'm getting out of there.
I heard there's a lot of drugs in Vancouver.
Oh, wow.
Don't shoot the messenger.
That's terrible.
I've never been to Vancouver, so maybe me and the new Mrs. Sterling, will probably make a trip.
Beautiful. I'm excited for this wedding, Aljo. We're going to have a good time. What else? What do we got to plug? Is there anything we got to plug, Jake? Buy your Funk Harbor merchandise, funkharborrum.com. Sorry, I don't even know.
FunkHarborSpirits.com, man.
Funkharborspirits.com.
We got some burgers sitting outside right now, Steve.
All right, fellas. Stay safe. See you guys next time.
Hasta la vista.
Baby.